Shabbat Shalom. We begin our worship on page 128 with Ma Yafeh Hayom. How lovely today is. Shabbat Shalom.
Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. We continue now with Romemu in the middle of page 135. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Please join me now in Lecha Dodi as we welcome the Sabbath bride on pages 138 and 139. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi
And we now continue with the lighting of the Shabbat candles.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We continue on page 125. Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished? Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time, contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat abide.
Continue now on page 144. Yitkadal veyitkadash shmei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei.
B'chayechon ufyomechon ufchayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Bagala uvizman kariv.
Veimeru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam u'l'olmei almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach ve'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam ve'yitnaseh, ve'yitadar ve'yitale ve'yitalal, Shemei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, v'imeru, Amen.
We continue with Baruch Hu, our call to worship on page 146. Please rise if you are able. Page 148. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, v'chokhmah poteach she'arim, uvitfuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim, v'mishmerotehem barakir kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil ben yom uven layla, Adonai tzavaot shemo, el chai v'kayam tamid imloch aleinu leolam va'ed, baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Page 150.
Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu, b'shochbeinu v'kumeinu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratcha, u'b'mitzvotecha, le'olam, le'olam va'ed. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, uvahem neged yomam v'layla, ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim, le'olamim. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta.
So invite us to take a deep breath in and exhale out. Take another deep breath in as we breathe in that sense of Shabbat. And exhale out, Mishagas. Another deep breath in as we breathe in that sense of shalom, of wholeness and completeness. And exhale out all that negative energy within us.
Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Together on page 155. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work. Whether you are tired or you are rested, let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God.
We continue on page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. We continue on page 158 with Mi Chamocha. We continue on page 162 with Vishamru.
השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, לדורותם ברית עולם.
We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. We continue now with the central portion of our worship with our tefillah. Please rise if you are able.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Koneh Hakol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו, לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומיתו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see wherever we gaze that the bush burns unconsumed, and we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Blessed is the Eternal One, the Holy God. Page 173. We join together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Page 175 on the bottom of the page. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, and our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha bi'irah na'avod. Page 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha lacher na'eh lehodot.
Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav. Ki ata u'melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata u'melech Adon, melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך, בשלומך. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav.
I invite us now to take a deep breath in and exhale out as we now reflect on that makor shalom, that source of peace that lies within each one of us, as we pause now in silent reflection.
Nikion libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri Adonai tzuri Vekoali
We now focus our energies toward those who are ill and in need of healing. On this Shabbat, we think of Sally Amarendez, Chana bat Miriam, Eliana bat Chana, Robert Berg, Yeshua ben Ita Liba, Mort Berlant, Dr. Arnold Berliner, Sarah Beinstock, Sandy Beinstock, Rich Burns, Esther Burton, Bob Kant, Nicole Chapman, Hadley Crane, Zachary Eldridge, Lori Evansky, Jason Fishoff, Carolyn Franklin, Barbara Fiedman, Holly Fugit, Betty Garcia, Mary Gold, Jennifer Guerrera, Rosie Gurman, Courtney Hansen, Linda Harris, Dr. Gary Height, Lee Henderson, Barbara Jackowitz, Linda Johnson, Mimi Jones, Kevin Krieger, Evelyn Katz-McCosker, Lietzvia Batliba Ve'elchanan, Janice Lucero, Young Sung Lot, Carol Lerner, Shirley Lerner, Gary Levine, Penny Levine, Litia Lios, Bobby Lotman, Austin Lucero, Nancy Markham, Eva Misley, Brad Parkins, Linda Rogers, Ben Rubin, Marilyn Rudy, Dolores Sams Hoy, Gary Sanders, Laura Sanders, Gordon Schneiderman, Donna Shine, Sybil Summer, Roberta Stivelman, Donna Thyman, Pham Tai Trang, Gina Thrower, Teresa Walsh, Claire Cecil Watson, Rosanna Wershing, Jeannie Watson, Nancy Weisenfeld, Sue Witten, Sherman Wong, and everyone who is suffering from coronavirus. We continue now with the word of Torah. This week we have a double portion for our Torah portion, Vayakel Pekudei, from the book of Exodus. And the portion is devoted to the building of the Mishkan, the portable tabernacle. Details are described for the Mishkan, such as the ark poles, lampstand, incense altar, and vestments, as well as so much more. One cannot help but ask the question, why are there so many details that are expressed in this Torah portion? The common answer is that the details are the pieces that make up the whole. The better the pieces, the better the whole. The more deliberate in the construction of the pieces, the better the end result will be. This portion reminds us that it is the process, the way and the how we do what we do that are important. The Mishkan, the portable tabernacle, was a stabilizing force as our ancestors were without a home. Our people were refugees. The Mishkan helped to ground the people and give them a sense that everything will be okay. Today, my friends, we face the enormous challenges posed by our nation's broken immigration system. Over 11 million undocumented immigrants live in the shadows of our communities across North America. Families face up to decades-long backlogs in acquiring visas. Workers are left without protections. Children are left behind as parents are deported. And LGBTQ Americans cannot sponsor the visa of a spouse. We can no longer delay reform of our immigration system based on streamlined processing, a pathway to citizenship for dreamers and TPS holders, upholding the right to seek asylum, family reunification, just and humane border security, and an end to immigrant detention. And why should we care? Well, you know the answer to that. Welcoming the stranger or immigrant is a core part of Jewish tradition, mentioned 36 times in our Torah. For example, Leviticus commands, quote, "The stranger who resides with you shall be to you as one of your citizens. You shall love them as yourself, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt." Unquote. Our own people's history as strangers reminds us of the many struggles faced by immigrants today, and we affirm our commitment to create the same opportunities for today's immigrants that were so valuable to our own community not so many years ago. Just like how our ancient ancestors needed the Mishkan to be their anchor as they wandered the wilderness, we, my friends, are the Mishkan. We are the anchor to our fellow humans who are still wandering their wilderness. May we understand our role, and may we take the gift of our freedom and share it with others. Please join me in supporting a pathway to citizenship for dreamers and TPS holders, and contact Congress and let them know how you feel. If you'd like more information, go to the RAC.org, RAC.org, our Religious Action Center, to learn more about this issue and to learn about ways you can help. I cannot think of a better way to bring in Pesach, Passover, than for us to recommit ourselves to our fellow refugees. Please join me. Shabbat Shalom. We continue with Elena on page 586. Please rise if you're able.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula le'otzer breshit, shehu notei shamayim ve'oser haaretz, u'moshev yikaro b'shamayim mima'al, u'shchinatu zo begofei meromim, u'Eloheinu ein od, va'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad.
We now come to the moment in our service when we think about members of our family and community who have died recently or in years past. We especially think of those that are grieving the Shiva, the first week of mourning for Manny Migdal, beloved father of David Migdal and Stephen Migdal, father-in-law of Linda Migdal. The Shloshim, the 30-day period of mourning for Selma Karcham, Bill Davenport, Steve Rosenthal, David Reiser. We also think of those that are grieving the Shana, the first year of mourning for Gary Acknan, Tony Berliner, Idel Kagan, Dory Cohen, Rabbi Sissy Koren, Rebecca Lynn Decker, Benny Schumann Donald, Vladimir Doktorovich, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Helen Marchik Goldman, Bernice Green, Bob Hirsch, Rita Kane, Janet Katz, Father Bill Leninger, Marion Suni Levin, Michal Lubin, David Dudy Messinger, Cami Resnick, Edith Robinson, Rabbi Kenneth Roseman, Laura Marie Rosen, Lois Rosette, Boris Supak, Ruth Silen, Francis Singer, B. Chandler Shaw, Greg Stiller, Joel Strauss, Gunther Vogler, Carol Wachtenheim, Henry Wild Sr. We also think of the following yahrzeits we observe on this Shabbat as we think of George Samuel Abelson, Martha Weinberg Adler, Sheldon Blickman, Celia Kahn, William Cave, Max Cohen, Bessie Cohen, Isaac Eichholtz, Burton Epstein, Sam Fink, Bernice Foster, Ethel Fredkin, Samuel Gambord, George Grossman, Larry Grossman, Sally Hafner, George Hetzner, Henry Hoffman Jacobs, Ralph Jaffe, Sam Joseph, William German, Alfred Kaplan, Rose Cass, Rose K, Robert K, Sophie Kayak, Ruth Crandell, Samuel Crystal, Jean Levin, Lillian Llewell, Charles Lewis, Louise Mann, Virginia Migdal, Walter J. Morris, Murray Nadler, David Nathan, Irene Osius, Lillian Rosen, Sarah Rosenberg, Esther Rebecca Rosenblum, Marilyn Darcy Rosenthal, Sarah Rosenthal, Tom Saxey, Sanford Stanley Schneider, Nettie Weisfeld Shore, Thyra Seelig, Mark Siegel, Meyer Shopko, Riva Sklar, Claire Smolian, Florence Sokolek, Sandy Sprintz, Josie Stadler, Fritz Stransky, Robert Wiener, Betty Wild, Howard Wisefield, Ruth B. Wolfehler, Hannah Wolnick. Zichronam livracha. May all the memories of our loved ones endure as a blessing as we continue with our Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach yirutei ve'amlich malachutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol be'Yisrael, b'agalav uzman kariv imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitfomam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudesha b'rechu. Le'alami ko birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'elma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlomo Rabbah meshemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is David Hyman, and on behalf of the Temple Emanu-El Board of Trustees, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to our streaming Erev Shabbat service. Mazel Tov to the Schneider family, who will be celebrating Cassie's Bat Mitzvah tomorrow morning at 10:30 over Zoom. Please register if you'd like to join the Simcha. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m., join us for a special Havdalah, marking our 1-year anniversary of not being able to be together in person, yet appreciating being able to come together virtually. On Sunday at 10 a.m., Shirley Lee will be giving her third installment on the Jews of Lithuania. Later, on Sunday at 1 p.m., Cantor Edmondson is hosting a special Rosh Chodesh Nisan event for the ladies with Cantor Tiffany Koyat of Temple Isaiah in Los Angeles. They will be exploring the Jewish values that go into the food we eat. Then, on Sunday at 5 p.m., the Sefer Club will be discussing Black, White, and Jewish by Rebecca Walker and celebrating Pi Day. On Monday at 7 p.m., join Rabbi Postrel for the third of his 5-part series on Reform Judaism's Sacred Path. On Tuesday at 2 p.m., don't miss a South Bay joint event, Kreplach and Dim Sum, about the Jews of China. On Thursday at 7 p.m., Adult Ed is pleased to present another Zigzag event, Secrets of a Successful Home Garden, with Master Gardener Rabbi Marv Goodman and Louise Christie. Next Friday, March 19th, there will be a live Tot Shabbat at 6 p.m. and a live Erev Shabbat at home service at 7 p.m. Finally, next Shabbat morning, we will be having another Mazel Tov opportunity to celebrate the Bar Mitzvah of Justin Ball on Zoom. Wishing you a Shabbat Shalom and keep staying safe.